take the spark plug cap out as well while we're fitting these, I think. That's on. We do 4 washers. Good grief. It's hard to get in there. Right. That's one. Make sure we don't cross thread these. God, that's hard to get on. Right, let me get these on, I'm going to be a while here. Anyway, that's on and pulled down now. I'm going to get another spark plug and we'll set the gap. This was old cocket that I took off. I've just cleaned it up. I'm going to put that in my toolbox as a spare to carry. Shouldn't really reuse head gaskets, but at the end of the day, I had an episode once when I went away on this and I blew some head gaskets and all I had was like some cardboard, so I made my own head gaskets and they kept blowing after about 50 miles, but it got me back. But yeah, I had to change a lot of head gaskets, so to have a proper copper one in your arsenal when you're out and about is not a bad thing actually. So let's get under the seat using my special key. There we go. Right. And my special spark plug holder, which unfortunately I slammed the top and broke it once. I've got 3 more plugs, so what we're going to do is I'm going to take one of these and we're going to gap it. I've got my spark plug adapter that I made in there for use with the dial gauge, and I've just taken the cover off here. I've also got the new spark plug lead which I'm just about to fit onto the wire there, so that bit's done. So let me just fit this, then we'll check this timing out. I'm also going to check the condensers to make sure that they're actually working okay as well, and I'm going to double check the wiring on each of the points as well. Right, it's a composite today, so what I'm doing today is I'm putting my gauge in here, and then I'm rotating the engine clockwise, and you can see the gauge coming up, then you can see the gauge going down. So what we've got to do is get it to the point where the gauge sits and doesn't go down. Which is there. So that is top dead centre. That means the piston's at the top. It's not on its upward stroke, it's not on its downward stroke, it's at the top and it's stopped. So then what I've done is I've set my digital caliper here, hang on. So let's put this in here so it's in contact with the top of the piston. Like so, and then I'm going to zero that, so that is top dead centre, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this down to exactly 2.6 mil, which once I can get it to 2.6 mil there, and then lock it, and that equates, it's gone to 2.61 there, that equates to 23 degrees before top dead centre. So let me get that down. Oh my god, talk about fiddly. I'll be back. There we are, 2.6 mil. So what I'm going to do is put that in there. Now the engine rotates clockwise, so I'm going to rotate it anti-clockwise, as if it's just before top dead centre, until that seats on top of the spark plug. So I'm winding it down. Right, that's just seated now. Okay, so that's on. So that's now 23 degrees before top dead centre. And I'm going to look in the timing window, and the marks do not line up. Let me get a picture of that for you. Right, so I've set up this now. I've got the LED sitting here. So that should just be opening at this point. So let's turn it on. See if what we got. Well, it's already on. So if I go back a tiny bit, that would seem to be spot on. Right, let's see if it opens up to the correct gap. So the timing on that cylinder is actually bang on. Right, how much does it open? Let's get the feeler gauges. Should be 0.35 again. 0.35. No, that's not open enough. Not by any means. Oh, hang on. Yeah, no, that's good. Let's just check it doesn't open any more. No, that's its maximum. That's its max. Yes, okay. I'd like to check the face of these points. Yeah, that's all off. Right, let me open these up and check the face. So I cleaned the points up using some contact cleaner, and the left hand set of points were filthy, absolutely filthy. The others were clean, so maybe that's not helping either, but there's been a lot here anyway. New cylinder head's all on, new spark plug cap's on, points are all checked, timing's all good. I've tightened up the exhaust flanges, they were a bit loose as well, not mega loose, but I've done those as well. So the next thing to do now is get the tank on, then I'm going to put some fuel in it, and we're going to fire this mother up. And hopefully we will see that the result of all of this hard work makes that cylinder work. If this cylinder doesn't work, we've got compression, we've got fuel, we've got spark, we've got everything. The next stage, and this is where I don't really want to go, so I've got to take the barrel off and check the piston rings, because the only other thing it can be is warm piston rings. But the fact I've got compression doesn't necessarily mean they're not warm, but with all the wiring and all the issues and the dirty points and obviously the spark plug thread and the worn resistor cap and everything, I'm hoping we've cured it, so let's hope. Right, let's see if it starts. It's completely cold, not been run for a few months because I've been working on it. I'm going to go with 5 kicks. Actually, I'll turn the ignition on. That might help. Right, we're up and running. We need to go for a road test, but the left one's definitely working. You can see it puffing away there. Going a bit faster than the others, I'll tell you that. Right, that looks pretty good. Let's get some air in the tyres and we'll take it for a quick burn.